All right, good to go.
Hello and welcome to this issue, calling them issues, of EarBone Comics Podcast, or just EarBones. I don't know. Either way, I'm Brandon, the ear in the EarBones.
And I'm Stick, the bones in the ear bones.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it was just kind of a tongue twister.
Listening to last week's one, we're going to start doing these weekly. I noticed a few things that we need to correct. One, you need to talk more. I heard myself way too much.
Well, no, I was so behind that I was kind of just listening and trying to pick up. But I actually read all my books this week, and a couple back issues.
You mean last week's books? Because we're a week behind on books, so technically these will be a week.
It's confusing because we get our books on Friday and not
as opposed to the Wednesday.
Out,
yes.
So,
but we will be talking about last week's books, and because neither of us have our books this week, we won't be talking about those, I guess.
Yeah, I can't really do that.
The second thing I noticed, little out of style, little out of order. So I drew up this little outline here.
Oh my God, look at this.
I'm prepared.
Organization.
You're not allowed to look at this.
This is the first.
You're not allowed to look at this. First thing on the agenda I have here is last week's books, which I guess is what we're just going to operate into.
Oh, sounds good.
And I guess we have 3 books. I thought it was more, but apparently the one I wanted to talk about, I don't remember why. What do you want to talk about first? Choose one here.
Let's go with FF. Because you wouldn't tell me how you felt about it when I said something.
Alright, well, the book we're referring to is FF16, the wrap-up of the FF story written by Matt Fraction, and everybody in the Allred family has a part in this book.
Which is not a bad thing to
some people. But the thing that I didn't tell you how I felt about it is because I like Scott Lang. I really like Scott Lang. I like him as a character. I think he can grow more. But there is no way that he should have destroyed Doom in this fashion.
Yeah, but it makes sense, though. They explain it at the end.
They do explain it, but still.
Because he harnesses...
But Doom is the character that is always there. He's always a steadfast guy. He can't be beaten. He always finds a way to win. And he doesn't. He just gets utterly destroyed. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, but it's because everything worked against him. Like, his original plan was undermined from the beginning by, which I believe was Future
Valeria.
Valeria.
Yeah. When I read this, I thought about it, because we talked about that last podcast.
Yeah, which I believe was her. And she started from the beginning to ruin his plans.
But I still believe that Doom in this entire book is out of character. Because he wouldn't see that he needed to join with Immortus and Kang. He wouldn't. That's not his thought process. He wouldn't need allies.
Well, Immortus I can understand, but
Annihilus.
I didn't know why Annihilus was there in the first place.
I mean, I could see Doom using Annihilus because Doom is intelligent and Annihilus is kind of an idiot. I could see him using him. But
for the negative space, certainly.
Yes. But I just felt like him just getting absolutely destroyed in here. I like the way it was set up. If it was anybody else, any other villain but Doom, I accept it. But I can't accept it because it's Doom. Not only is, obviously Doom is one of my favorite villains, but because Doom is supposed to be smarter than that. It's not even down to the fighting ability or his technology. He's supposed to be smarter. It's like he was so caught up in wanting this power that he doesn't need.
Well, first, yes, Doom is smart, but I don't think he could account for the Pym particles working that way, because even Reed Richards was pretty much blown away by that in the end.
Okay, I'll see that.
Okay, and on top of that, it had to happen. I mean, like, the whole startup from this was Lang getting back at Doom for killing his daughter in the very beginning, and how he wasn't sure how he was going to go about doing it, and then he finally got his chance, and he doesn't kill Doom, but he just rips him apart.
It's worse.
He takes everything away from Doom.
If he would have killed him, it would have been worse. But it wouldn't have been worse. Doing what he did killed his ego.
He took everything away from Doom, like Doom took everything away from him.
Agreed. It doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't seem. It seems out of character. It seems like this isn't even in continuity to me.
I thought it was a good ending I feel like the whole series was pretty well put together.
Although this page with the chart of the Pym particles and who affected it what differently is fantastic.
It is.
I think that's beautiful.
I feel like they need more She-Hulk, certainly.
Oh, by the way, when I saw the Living Tribunal come in this book, couldn't have been happier. I don't know if you have a lot of experience with Living Tribunal.
She-Hulk was part of the Living Tribunal, actually.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, man, I'll dig them out. I think it's in her...
What did she do?
Volume 3. She gets roped in to fighting and that was a long time ago I read this, but there's like this Ultimate Warrior, not the Ultimate
The
Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior.
Well,
He's going to the Hall of Fame this year.
He's a boxer, and She-Hulk, the only way to beat him, like to save the planet, is to just beat him. Like there's no like legal way around it. So she buffs up as Jen Walters, so when she turns into She-Hulk, her strength multiplies even more, and she ends up beating him. And the Living Tribunal liked the way she went around doing it, so they adopted her onto it for a little while.
How?
They just made her a part of it.
Like her face was one of the faces on it?
No, she was just She-Hulk, but I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
Or it was like there's some like kind of league you're talking about, like some type of system. Because the Living Tribunal is just one character.
Well, he has the different faces, and they were like split in three.
It would have been cool if one of them was She-Hulk.
Yeah,
Like the back end was She-Hulk.
I'll find those in...
Although the thing I hate about the art in this is just the Living Tribunal art is that the Living Tribunal, the front forward face is supposed to be uncovered completely. The one side is supposed to be covered to the nose, and the other side is supposed to be completely covered. But this has it, the front face shows, and that both are equally uncovered, which I mean, that's just a little thing that obviously very few people are going to pick out.
Well, that's legit, though. I mean,
But somebody who is as cosmically aware of the Marvel Universe as I am, I picked it out, and it bothered me when I saw it.
I was a little off-put by the way Doom's face looked, but... and him without his garb on, just his armor.
Yeah, it is strange.
But
it is strange.
And then Silver Surfer eating hot dogs.
Well, you read that in the Fantastic Four finale. Or did you drop Fantastic Four?
I didn't read Fantastic Four finale.
Well, he is eating hot dogs. There's a few pages that are just supplemented in here. Like, they're from the other one. But then they use, like, the other side. I'm trying to remember, like, what was that movie? Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Is that it? Where there's two stories, but they work together.
Yeah, okay.
It's kind of like that. But I did like the way it ended. I don't know what the Scott Lang and Darla thing's going on.
I like the Scott Lang and Darla thing.
I did like seeing Crystal. I love Crystal. I haven't seen her in a long time. But she showed up just to hang out with Medusa, I guess. Whatever, little mom and daughter moment there. And I think it did wrap it up nicely. And as much as it hurt me to stay on this the whole time, I can actually say that I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even though the ending didn't sit right with me.
And it didn't overstay its welcome, you know? It was 16 issues, straightforward.
There were a few tough ones to get through in there. There were a few.
I don't know. After that She-Hulk and Wingfoot issue,
I was on not as bad as Fantastic Four. Some of those issues were absolute, just a trench. You had to crawl through on your face.
There were some that were really good, like when they went back and found Julius Caesar.
Yeah, that was like the 4th issue.
I know, then it was just like, oh.
Like on issue 12, when I'm crawling through this trench on bloody stumps, I just can't make it through. It was horrible. Like, the Ben Grimm solo issue, fantastic.
Oh yeah, when he goes back to...
But when they went back to the beginning, like even the beginning of time, the beginning of creation, and they found Blastar, one of my favorite characters, and drawn exactly like Kirby drew it, it just fell limp. I don't know why. It was horrible.
I think they hyped up their kids too much. Like, I feel like Franklin is just too powerful.
Franklin is too powerful, but they're not going to do anything with him, so we don't have to worry about it.
I know. Nothing ever comes of it. He's like, oh yeah, watch out, and then...
Like, whatever happened to the Pocket Universe he created? Like, wasn't he the one that created Alternate Earth, which Doom rolled and it became Doom World?
Pretty sure.
What happened?
Maybe that's an FF.
What did I miss?
Like Volume 1.
I was actually reading a Volume 1 of, like, an issue of Thunderbolts, and they were talking about Doom World, and I'm like, what? Because isn't that the world where they went, and then it was when Avengers Volume 2 came, it was like Heroes Return, they were on Alternate Earth, they came back dressed all weird. I thought that's what that was about.
I don't know, I never read those.
They're not very good.
Doom World was that miniseries, right? That was had Deadpool in it and stuff.
I believe so.
Is that it?
Yeah.
With the very lackluster ending.
Yes.
But everything else was fantastic.
And the covers were unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
All right, so are we good? We good on that?
Yeah, I'm thrilled.
All right, so next we're going to start talking about Avengers World number 2. Now, you didn't read this book.
No.
And it has Smasher on the front. First off, how do you feel about Smasher as a character?
I don't know. I haven't read enough of her to really...
Okay, that's a good call. The way this book opens is... Do you remember in, I think it's Infinity, what happened to AIM Island? One of the things came down, and they didn't find it.
Yeah.
Like the Earth seeds, and then it just started growing. Well, it seems that AIM Island is its own civilization now. and it's growing all these crazy, technologically advanced, but yet still natural things. And Smasher is there, and they catch at the end of issue 1. They catch Smasher, and she's in the prison trying to break out. But it seems like it's all the plan of this guy. We don't see who he is. He's mysterious in the shadows. But if they can hold Smasher, and obviously they have some high technology, it seems they believe that they are going to farm and be the next step in the evolution of the Earth. When fossil fuels and everything dies away, they have everything that can feed us so we can continue to live. Well, obviously they have a Smasher. They end up showing Smasher this world, and she's just blown away. Absolutely blown away by it. But, as always, there's this side story with it.
Yeah.
And it's, they talk about some guy who was a backup to Captain America. I don't know what his name was. Captain Terror. His name was Captain Terror, I guess, during World War II. And they even show this USA Comics, which I'm curious if it's a real thing or not.
I don't know.
Because he may be a Golden Age character I don't know about. But they talk about him for seemingly no reason at all. That's just in there. Garbage part of the book. But eventually we find out...
Well, who's writing this?
Actually, Hickman.
I'm sure it'll come together. That one page probably means so much.
Actually, never mind. Looking now, I know why that's in there. Because that's actually, Captain Terror was Smasher's grandfather or father.
Oh.
And him dying made her want to be what she is, I guess. Like I said, I read this last week, so I'm not fully...
Yeah,
I should have reread it. But eventually this guy comes. The Entropic Man. Who I don't know who he is, but he looks like a badass.
He does. I've never run into him.
I guess he lives on decay. And I guess he somehow has worked his way into this thing, and he's got to, control it. And then he eventually, it seems that she's going to be their champion. And they have her as an AIM soldier, kind of like the AIM Smasher.
She kind of looks like Yellow Jacket from here.
Agreed. But, what... I want to know, is this going to work its way into the continuity, or is Avengers World just Hickman's solo attempt at doing... something crazy like always?
Well, he's still doing Avengers, isn't he?
He does every book. I don't know if I said this on air, but last time, but I think that he just sends in handfuls of scripts, and they just shuffle them out and then put them in whatever book they want to that week.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
I would like to say I am. My love for Hickman is on a decline.
How's that even possible?
I don't know, because I do love Hickman.
He's never
but I feel
disappointed.
I feel like he's thrown these things out there for no reason. They're just feelers. He's writing books how you would pitch a movie.
That's true.
He's like, now think about this, but not quite that. But we might do this.
Yeah, but
that's what he's
good,
writing.
He just runs with
but
it.
that's what he's writing. He's not he says take this for example, but not exactly. But then he just writes the example. He doesn't move on with it.
Well, I saw on internet one time his he plans out almost a year ahead for stories and stuff. And they showed his timeline for...
Somebody's cocky.
For FF.
Did they sign him on for a year? For hey, you're staying on this book for a year.
But they showed his timeline for FF, and it was so confusing, but he somehow brings it together.
But after seeing this Entropic Man, I didn't know who he was, and I looked back. I can't remember who he was a villain of, but he looks like a bad dude, and he seems like he can be a pretty bad dude. I guess he's walking decay or something like that.
Oh.
But I mean, they built Smasher up to be this powerful character. Do you think that she can hold her own against the Avengers? I mean, the greatest team of ever. The greatest team of modern day, if you will.
Well, working for AIM is interesting. You really don't see too much of them.
And now that
since MODOK disappeared,
the way they talk in this book is that they're so much more advanced than everybody. They're more intelligent. They know more. And it seems like they don't even care about the outside world anymore. But they just want her to be their messenger to spread the word about what they have, I guess.
Now, did I miss something in all that Infinity mess? I mean, after the, like you said, the seed things fell to Earth, in the cities and stuff, and the Avengers were fighting them, whatever happened to them? Did we ever get any closure?
I wish I could answer that. I'm not really sure.
Because I feel like it just jumped right into Infinity. And
yeah, I think it did. I mean, once again, that's probably another one of Hickman's storylines that he just throwing a feeler out. We'll see what's going on.
Well, I know we're gonna do Supergirl next, but Avengers last week with the alternate universe Avengers.
I did want to talk about that book. Is that the one where they find the dead Hank Pym at the beginning?
That is the one.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I didn't. That was the one that made me say the thing about Hickman sending in scripts. Because it seems like he's just writing things just to write them at this point. Hickman almost writes fan fiction that makes it into mainstream continuity. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, but it enticed me. I was like, this could be interesting. And then after they didn't know what happened to the Avengers, like I feel like it was like an Avengers cartoon episode.
Okay, but I'm gonna be honest. I opened the page, saw dead Hank Pym, I got pissed off. I knew it wasn't real, but I was pissed off. I don't know why. I was irritated, and I was like super aggressive about it. I was like, "What is this?
Why is he dead?"
But I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that book. I wish I had it out so I could look at it.
I liked how they were like Silver Age.
Yeah, but where did they come from? Did they explain it?
Yeah, it's a alternate Earth.
It's the world that's going to collide with ours.
Yes.
Okay.
And AIM brought them.
But see, that used to be the storyline from New Avengers. What happened?
I think New Avengers was going on the whole time Avengers was going on. But again, none of them knew about it. Tony knows about it. Captain America doesn't know about it anymore because they kicked him out.
Which was
like
awesome.
Dicks.
That book was so fantastic when it started.
But they're trying to find an answer for that. Avengers, I don't know what they're doing right now, but apparently with Avengers World, they're bringing AIM into it to play a big part, which AIM has already been playing a big part, but I guess we're going to see what their big, their master plan.
Well, see, that's the thing, like, before, anytime you would see AIM, they would always be talking about taking over the world, or they would talk about this. They're not worried about anybody else anymore.
No, they're just doing their own
thing. They care about themselves, and it's crazy.
Which is
crazy.
fantastic.
They said, because they have their own island, correct?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. They said that the island has already grown as far as it can width-wise, but I think Tony Stark explains at the beginning. He says it's growing upwards exponentially. And they can't tell why. Nobody's building anything. It's building itself, which is just unbelievable.
Wow. They're up to something. Something crazy is going to happen.
But you have to wonder who's actually behind this, because I don't think the Entropic Man can do this. I feel like he just came in and took advantage of the situation.
Yeah, I feel like he's just, he was there and it working for his favor, but I don't think he's part of AIM.
No. All right, are we good on that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. Are we moving on to Supergirl? Supergirl number 27, which the new Lobo has invaded. And how do you feel about this new Lobo?
Well, not sure. Like, just when I have Lobo in my head, I have just bad images.
Agreed. And bad memories.
Especially, I don't know, you never saw Justice League, but he's in a couple episodes of that, and it's
is he smoking a cigar?
I don't know, he might be. I know they kicked him off the Justice League. He tries to join. That's a death of Superman kind of thing.
Okay.
It's pretty good, but he's an alien in this. He's a Carzanian or something? Caesarian.
Yeah.
Not like...
Well, they say that this is the real Lobo. And the other one has just always been an imposter. Like, he thinks he's Lobo, but he's not. Which, eventually, we have to see what goes on there. They have to meet eventually, right?
Yeah, like, why?
They can't both exist in the universe and one not know about the other one. I think he is hunting the other Lobo, correct? This new Lobo is hunting the other Lobo. For ruining his name, if you will. Something along those lines.
I don't know. This is the first issue I read with him in it. I didn't read last week's Supergirl.
Well, last week's Supergirl...
This is last week, but the week before.
So you don't know how he's in here with the autopsy?
From what I gathered from the book, Supergirl punched him so hard she thought it killed him.
Okay, yeah, that's what you got. And then those little bits of her just being out of control, angry, and her not knowing her own strength is just peppered all through the beginning of this book.
Yes.
And, I mean, we both know now what that's leading up to. Did you look it up, or did you figure it out from the book?
I was looking on Comic Vine, and I saw Supergirl dressed like a Red Lantern. I was like, oh, that's cool. Then I read this. I'm like, oh.
And it makes so much sense. And that's unbelievable. Because what is the one weakness of the Kryptonian characters? Magic. And if they can control magic, unstoppable.
For real.
I would like to see Supergirl fighting Superman. Like Supergirl as a Red Lantern fighting Superman.
Has a Kryptonian ever been a Lantern before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Which is just crazy. But I mean, I don't know exactly how the Red Lanterns work. I've never read the Red Lanterns. I know they run on rage.
Yes.
And an angry Supergirl is not a good Supergirl.
No. Why is she so angry? I mean, is there a reason?
Yeah, you
for
haven't
it?
read this. You know why she left Earth before, right? Because she was dying of like kryptonite poisoning.
Yes, I do know that.
And she had to abandon her friend. She was like really depressed. And then she went to that planet, the live planet that ended up being her dad. She didn't know it was her dad, but I think she's just lost. And she's angry because she's lost. That's my take on it.
Okay.
But the fact that she's going to be Red Lantern made me hop on it. And I actually love this Lobo. I actually really enjoy this Lobo. Because he's smart. He's not a douchebag like the other Lobo.
That's true.
And I think this is what the character Lobo needed. And by the character Lobo, I mean a completely new character. Is what Lobo needed to be.
Yeah, he lost the whole I want to be 90s gritty anti-hero.
And he's not disproportionate anymore.
Yes.
He doesn't have forearms that look like Popeye.
And I'm pretty sure he doesn't have that stupid face paint, does he?
He has weird, like, symbols on his face, but it's not
It's
weird.
not.
It's not as bad. It's not nowhere near as bad. But I don't know what all this is down here, but the end of this book, it just shows her super pissed off.
Yeah.
And it says Supergirl sees red, meaning it has to be next issue. Correct? We have to see her as a Red Lantern next issue.
I'd like to see Kyle Rayner is a part of he's the leader of the Red Lanterns, right?
I have no idea. I hopped on Red. I think there's an issue of Red Lanterns coming out this week, but it has nothing to do with this yet. But I just hopped on it early to try
I'd like to
get
see him
up.
approach her about joining the Red Lanterns.
But see, do they have to recruit? I thought the Ring chose.
That's true.
So maybe he doesn't have any say in it. Like, what
maybe
if he tried to fight?
Maybe she like beats the shit out of Lobo, and then the Ring just like appears to her.
Or maybe she's about to kill Lobo. All right, just go out on a limb here. She's about to kill Lobo. The Red Lanterns save Lobo for some reason. I don't even know if they're good people, to be honest with you. And then she beats all of the Red Lanterns somehow. I mean, obviously they're magic, so that couldn't happen. And then the Ring just chooses her, and then she becomes a leader of the Red Lanterns. I couldn't see her being a leader. She's too young. The way she's written, she's still too young to be a leader.
What brings me well, another thing, this Lobo's pretty strong.
Yes.
I mean, she obviously...
Well, I mean, the other Lobo is strong, too. But he's not this strong.
I don't think he could take on a Kryptonian like that.
No. I mean,
even if she is a little weakened, but still.
The other Lobo is without a doubt one of the strongest characters, but he was definitely just a little crazier and did other things. But I really did enjoy it. And when they set off that mini sun...
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was great writing. Who is writing this? Tony Bedard. Don't even know who that is. Don't even know who that is. But I mean, I really loved it. I can't wait to see where Supergirl goes, and I can't wait to see her as a Red Lantern.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty fantastic. I almost thought about hopping on him. You said you were getting it, so I'll just read yours because I'm poor.
Well, to each his own. I get too many books anyway. Next thing on this docket here is this week's books, which we cannot talk about because we don't have any.
Yeah, I don't even know
I
what I got this week.
I actually wrote if applicable on this.
Yeah, I don't even know what I got this week, to be honest.
I know I got 13 or 14 books.
I think my order was like $20, so I didn't get very many.
The only one I truly know that's coming is like there's a Saga book, I believe, which I'm not anywhere near caught up on. And I think Red Lanterns.
Let me see my shipping confirmation here.
I mean, we can jump past that subject if you would like. I mean, unless you want to talk about what books we're getting, possibly for anticipation of next pod.
Well, I'm getting Flash, Guardians of the Galaxy, Justice League Dark, Superior Spider-Man, Superman, and Uncanny Avengers.
I think I'm getting all of those, but Justice League Dark.
Yeah, because you don't like that.
Yeah, because it's not that I don't like it. It's just isn't that a $3.99 book? It's another $3.99 book.
It's $3.99 book.
I'm just not feeling.
You know, I feel like if the only difference between them being $2.99 and $3.99 is that like nice glossy cover.
You skip it. I'll take
lose
a
the cover.
Yeah.
You know,
even though they're nice,
they are very nice. Like when I pull out a DC book, I'm like, ooh.
I'm getting Adventures of Superman #9, which is out of continuity Superman stories. We talked about it last week. Avengers Assemble. Number 23 is coming this week. I don't even know what it's about. No, correction. I looked it up after we talked about it. It's Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl, whoever that is. I don't remember who it is. And Black Widow. They're a team.
That's an interesting team.
And Spider-Girl's teacher turned into an Inhuman, like into one of the cocoons, and then like I think Hydra came and stole it. So they're hunting Hydra now to find her teacher. Honestly, not bad.
That doesn't sound bad. I mean, I don't think I'll pick it up again.
If I can remember it, it's not bad. That's as far as I because I read a lot of books. Black Science #3, which you need to read. Did you hop on Black Science?
No.
Obviously not. You'll have to take 1 and 2 with you to read them. Flash, Guardians of the Galaxy. Is, what's his name still drawing Guardians of the Galaxy? Frank Avila?
I don't think.
I hope not.
The last issue, I enjoyed the art, so I'm going to say no.
But you didn't enjoy the first. You hated the art in the first one he drew.
Yeah, but he's not. He didn't draw the last one.
He drew the last 2, I think.
I thought he.
I don't know.
It wasn't gross and like poppy.
It's too pulpy for me.
It was pretty nice.
I am on Inhumanity. Found that out.
Oh.
The first one was all about what's the Inhuman's name with the big head? I want to say Korvac, but it's not his name. That is not his name.
I don't know. I didn't really.
Kravik? I don't know. Can't remember his name. He's the smart one. He's like the genius. This issue's about Medusa. I think they were each supposed to be single issues, but they just added them all together and dropped the surnames. Like this one was supposed to be Inhumanity Medusa.
I'm pretty sure they did that. I remember that.
And now it's just called Inhumanity. I am getting issue Red Lanterns Saga. Superior Spider-Man. Did you get the email the other day?
Yes. It's going back to Amazing Spider-Man.
And what did you do? You keep it Amazing Spider-Man?
I'm going to stay on for a couple issues.
The moment I saw that, dropped it. Dropped it.
I want to see what happens to Ock.
Because even though I read that, like I read it perfectly word for word as it said, Superior Spider-Man is ending, we will add Amazing Spider-Man. I read it as, Doc Ock is gone, Peter Parker's back. You suck. That's how I read it.
But from what I gather, when he comes back, he's not going to have his memories. He's going to know who he is, but he's not going to remember anything.
I hope it's a tease. I hope they bring back Amazing Spider-Man. They bring back Peter Parker. Ock kills him first issue. Ock's Amazing Spider-Man.
That'd be fantastic.
I would stay on.
I think they should keep them both, honestly. Keep them in the same book, even. Have them work together.
Team Spider Team.
I'd read that. Peter trying to do the right thing and Ock do whatever the hell he wants.
The foes and the team up is still remaining superior. You have a problem with that?
Oh, I'm not on them, so I really.
I guess you're right. Superior foes is really good. It's like I said, it's all about Boomerang. Did you say you're on Superman? Getting Superman this week?
Yes, I am. 27, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Thor? Not on Thor?
No.
Drop Thor.
I wanted to get on that God Killer arc, or at least pick it up when we went to Comic-Con.
Oh, you mean the first arc,
Butcher.
God Bomb?
Whatever.
It starts out God Killer, or it starts out God Butcher, then it's God Bomb. Yeah, I mean it's fantastic.
I know. I tried to find it.
Even if you don't want to find the singles, pick up the trade. It's that good. I recommend the trade.
Oh,
it's that good to read. It's that good to read. Thunderbolt's not on that. Ghost Rider, Uncanny Avengers. It's been 4 months since I feel like I've read one.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened. Well, yeah, but no,
I hopped back on Uncanny X-Force for this Cable Bishop Strife storyline. Meaning I had 1 through 14. Dropped it after 14. 15 came out, didn't get it, and then 16 the arc started again. So I have all of them but 1.
You might as well go get it, because that would bother me.
And then I think either this or the next one's the last issue of X-Men Legacy with Legion. So we'll see how that gets wrapped up. It's been weird lately. Really weird.
Oh, wow. We'll get to talk about it next week, hopefully.
Next is news. You hear any news, comic-related, not comic-related, anything you would want to talk about?
Well, the only thing I did hear recently, which I guess probably isn't new news, but they're supposed to bring Wonder Woman on that Batman and Superman movie, and they pushed it back a year.
I heard about that. I did hear about that. But I also heard there's talks to put Cyborg in it as well. It seems like it's going to be more of a Justice League
Why doesn't
movie.
it just call Justice League movie?
But one thing I also heard, no Martian Manhunter.
See, you just can't do that.
They have to, because they said that Martian Manhunter will scare kids and will not appeal to kids.
What?
Exactly.
That's
a bummer. It's a super bummer.
I think they need to realize they're not really appealing to kids anymore. I mean, like, teenagers and up, pretty much,
Yeah. I mean, if it's good enough, honestly, kids are going to like it.
Yeah. I don't think Superman was geared towards kids. I mean, maybe to a point, but he snapped Zod's neck in the end. I mean, let's be reasonable.
He did. He also cried a little bit, so I think that evens it out.
Oh, okay.
Not really comic related, but did you hear about Quentin Tarantino's new movie script got leaked?
Yeah, and he's suing Gawker.
He gave it to 6 people, and I guess one of them gave it to one of their friends, and then it got put on the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
And now he said he's not making it. It's called like the Merciful Eight or something like that, or the Hateful Eight.
Why is he being a baby about it?
See, and people are saying that it's like a publicity stunt. You're Quentin Tarantino. You don't need to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I think he'll still make it. I think he just wants to win this
lawsuit.
lawsuit.
Quentin Tarantino, but I just feel like he's a little full of himself sometimes.
Oh, without a doubt. Did you ever see that forehead?
Yeah.
That forehead and those eyes are so far apart you could fit 3 more eyes in between them. Like, you take those eyes away, and you would think that he is a Cyclops. Like, just take the eyes off his face. They're not there. Take the eye sockets out, but just like have little dots where the eyes would be. You'd still think he's a Cyclops.
Yeah, when I saw a picture of him, like, that doesn't strike me as what he looked like.
Weird looking dude, without a doubt.
Oh, did you see the images of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I saw the one of Shredder.
Which looked badass.
I had nightmares. Phenomenal. Shredder was the only character from a movie, well, other than the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, the third one. It's the only character that scared me as a kid, was Shredder.
Actually, I just watched the second Turtles movie, and at the end they have Super Shredder.
Yes.
Who's awesome.
See,
he's on screen for 15 seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it was Shredder that scared me so much, or the fact that he was Asian. Because he had those Asian eyes. I didn't know what Asians were when I was a kid, I don't think. And like I saw that, I was like, what?
Well, I'm pretty sure Super Shredder was played by Kevin Nash.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Who actually just made an appearance in Royal Rumble.
Really?
The other week, yeah.
Wow, good for him.
He's like 78 years old.
Yeah.
Next up, are you ready for this?
Oh.
Kind of a game.
Oh, boy.
Got a kind of game going.
I'm
going to call it, it's a working title, Character Creation Corner.
Oh.
I'm going to just give you the name of this character that I created. And you have to guess what it is and kind of an origin story. And that, well, not really an origin, but just like what it is. And then we'll work our way through who you think it would be, a hero or villain and everything like that.
All right, let's try it.
Are you ready for the name?
Yeah.
ForescoreSkin.
ForescoreSkin.
Yes, ForescoreSkin.
ForescoreSkin.
Yes.
Okay, first that sounds a little dirty, but maybe he's a guy who dresses up like Abe Lincoln.
You think he's just a guy that dresses up like Abe Lincoln? I even wrote down this little origin story that I'm going to read to you, so I need you to fully commit to your answer.
He's a killer who dresses up like Abe Lincoln.
So you assume he's a villain already?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's like the head of a terrorist organization.
That's what you're going with?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to read you what I have.
Okay.
Now bear with me.
I'm barren.
Okay, the theater where Lincoln was shot. Okay?
Yes.
It was used for mass circumcisions. Okay? And they would just like put all the foreskins in a bucket. And it was like in front of Lincoln when he got shot. And like some of his brain matter went into this bucket of foreskins. And when like the priest/scientist came to pick, like he's a priest but he's a scientist in his spare time, came to pick up his bucket of foreskins, because he left them there, forgot them, whatever.
Buckets of foreskin.
Well, the brain matter that's in there started like gestating and like just moving and forming with these foreskins, which eventually he like dumped out on a table and it formed into a body. So it's like, but it has the mentality of Abraham Lincoln. So it is Abraham Lincoln made entirely out of foreskins. But they give him robotics so he can move, because there's no bones in your foreskin. So it's just this dude made entirely out of foreskins with the mentality of Abe Lincoln, but not quite the morals of Abe Lincoln. He's kind of his own guy, but he has the smarts of Abe Lincoln and everything there. And he looks just like Abe Lincoln. So picture Abe Lincoln made out of foreskins.
With robotics.
With robotics. To make him, move and he can have it for combat.
Now is he a good guy or bad guy?
See, that's the thing. I just created the character. I don't create his siding. We have to figure that out now.
I feel like he'd be a bad guy.
I mean, but then again, you're going to get busted up by all these other villains.
He's made out of foreskin.
Exactly. These
and
villains
robotics. He's fine.
These villains are going to be like, hey, dude, you're made out of dick parts. Like, I feel like he almost has to be a hero to overcome what he is. Obviously, this isn't marketed towards children.
I don't know who this is marketed towards, but
I'm trying to make this a thing that's gonna happen all the time.
I like it. I mean, yeah, bucket full.
Does he wear a top hat? Or is it like a clipped top hat?
He's gonna wear a sleeveless vest though.
He has to wear a sleeveless vest. Well, I mean, he has robotics, so his arms do need to be exposed.
What is he, like Jax from Mortal Kombat? Big old robotic arm?
No, his arms are still made of foreskins. Is that the proper plural foreskin?
I don't know what... I've never had to...
Think about the way foreskin is used in
something you need to look into.
I should have. I wasn't prepared, I guess. Tell me ForescoreSkin isn't a great name.
It is pretty
Abraham
fantastic.
Lincoln made out of foreskins. Fourscore, foreskin,
I like
ForescoreSkin.
I got the connection.
You got the Lincoln right away. You didn't put the foreskin together.
I had the foreskin in my head. Trust me, but
don't we all?
Yeah, some of us.
Who do you think he's a villain? Do you think he could be on the Sinister Six? You think he could team up with another villain? Like, who do you think is hanging out with ForescoreSkin? I'm saying Trapster. Trapster's hanging out. Paste Pop Pete. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Paste Pop. His name was Paste Pop Pete. He became the Trapster. He just like sprays glue on people.
Oh,
Stiltman.
okay.
Stiltman is definitely a friend of ForescoreSkin, without a doubt.
I don't know. I don't think they're in the same category. I feel like Stiltman's like...
Stiltman keeps him around to like laugh at him.
I think he's more powerful than Stiltman.
See, they are, but Stiltman's not made out of foreskins. He always has to overcome this, even in the villain world.
Now, is he smart?
Yes.
Okay, so he's not like Bizarro or anything.
No, he's not bumbling around stupid. He is smart.
I feel like him and Lex Luthor could have a very rich history.
That'd be interesting. Seeing that Lex Luthor looks like a penis sometimes with his bald head.
That'd be perfect.
What if he like ended up like in a fight and he like ended up perched on his head? Now, would that be an innuendo or was that just a funny joke?
This needs to happen.
I mean, do we go through and making this character? That's our final decision with this game. Is can we make this character work in continuity today? Ignoring the standards set by any type of
Does he have a weakness?
I don't think he has a weakness, but he's not impenetrable. Like, he can't get injured. Like, could we put him in some niche of continuity?
I'm gonna say probably not. Like,
we can't.
I don't even understand where.
Tell me that's not a great origin story.
It is a great origin story and name. Like, that's fantastic. Like,
Bucket of foreskin.
That's something I'd read in like an Erie's comic or something.
Any story that starts with bucket of foreskins is going to be a good story.
It's gold right there.
It's gold. Or bloody.
Probably both.
But, I mean, I feel like we could write this character. Just not in one of the big two, or even, like, an independent. This would have to be, like, an obscure, publishing it ourselves book.
I feel like he could certainly have interesting stories.
But our overall consensus here is that ForescoreSkin is denied.
ForescoreSkin is denied.
Damn it. Better, I guess we'll try again next week.
Yeah, keep them coming.
The reason that I thought about that whole thing is because I was reading an issue of Thunderbolts, probably from 2002. It's volume 2, I think it was like number 61 or something. But at the top, it had a little badge that said, winner of the 1973 FOOM Villain Creation Contest. Are you telling me that it took 30 years for them to use this idea? It was a good idea, too. The villain was a good villain. It was kind of the next stage in human evolution. He was a mutant. He was born with a mutant power. But his body morphed, and not only did he have human matter, he had sediment, and he had like natural growth in his body, like organic stuff. So he had like all of the things. He could shift tectonic plates by himself. He could just wipe away any man-made thing with a swipe of his hand. They just disassembled. It was a good idea.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Lasted one issue. Well, technically 2 issues. But basically, I don't know if you know who Ogre is. You never read Thunderbolts Volume 1. Well, it's this guy that lived in the walls of Thunderbolts Mansion. He's kind of like a rat. He's like a rat person.
Oh.
He's like a trash, garbage person. But I guess he created him a long time ago, and he only lived there to protect him. But they brought him out of stasis, and anytime he used his powers, he would suck the life force out of somebody in the world. So 200 people died in order for him to use the powers to come out of stasis. But there was like a blight coming down on the world or something, so he had to use that power of 200 to spare billions, and he took the blight with him and jettisoned off of Earth. Ogre going with him. I don't know whatever happens to him. I don't think I've ever run into him again, but it was a good idea. And that's what got me thinking about this.
But it took 30 years.
30 years. Because I don't think he's ever appeared in anything. I never saw him before that.
That guy who made that
guy's dead. He was without a doubt dead by the time that's on there. And it was a great idea, too.
It's a shame.
What else? I have non-comic other. You have anything to talk about? I watched some bad movies. As you know, trying to do 365 movies this year.
What did you watch this week?
I actually watched a decent movie yesterday. Did you see the M. Night Shyamalan movie in the elevator?
No.
Devil?
No.
Fantastic.
Really?
Loved it. I absolutely loved it. I really did. Did not think I would, but I did.
It's usually how it goes.
And I also watched the classic movie Zulu.
Oh, how was that? Did you get through it?
2.5 hours of one battle in southern Africa. Where I think it was like January 25th, 1879, and these British troops are in the middle of Africa, or wherever they are, wherever the Zulu tribes are, and the Zulu just destroy them. That's pretty much what the whole movie was, for 2.5 hours.
I'm surprised you lasted the whole thing.
If I start a movie, I have to give it at least like 40 minutes to see if I like it, because I give it that long.
I mean, staying conscious. Like,
don't get me wrong, paused it a couple times, walked around, so it was tough. And some of the acting was just horrid. And I like bad movies, but that wasn't... I guarantee you it was a brilliant movie when it came out. It was shot beautifully. Like, where it was shot was gorgeous. But, just... We've come so far in the movie industry, it's hard to watch a movie
I
like
understand. Like, watching some of the older James Bond movies, especially Roger Moore's, like, Octopussy, sweet Jesus. It's like 3 arcs. If you can get halfway to the second arc, you got a good ending, but...
You got to get through it.
Yes, it's... Oh, that was a rough one.
Nacho Libre.
Did you like that?
Garbage movie.
It's not that bad.
It's unwatchable without Jack Black. If it wasn't Jack Black, that movie is unwatchable. And I love bad movies. That movie was absolute garbage.
See, I think you're going a different route with bad movies there. You're going for movies that aren't even, like, so bad they're good. You're just going bad.
What do you mean? Nacho Libre is not a bad movie to be good. It's not so bad it's good. Nacho Libre is a bad movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're just going straight bad with
No,
this.
I'm talking like Old Dogs. Did you ever see Old Dogs?
No.
Like Robin Williams and John Travolta are aging sports analysts or sports advertisers.
What?
And this woman shows up out of nowhere and just gives Robin Williams kids. She's like, here, these are your kids, I gotta go. Never met these kids before in his life, just leaves them with him. And then like Seth Green shows up. It's so bad, it's phenomenal. It is.
See, those movies I like.
And like Troll 2, obviously. Have you watched Troll 2?
Not yet.
We're going to have to do a special bonus pod dedicated to Troll 2. It's that good.
I'll watch it one of these days. I'm meaning to.
Seasons of the Witch. You ever see Seasons of the Witch?
Yes.
Ron Perlman and Nick Cage?
Yes.
Wow.
That's something else.
There's not a witch in the entire movie.
No.
It's fantastic. It is. But Nacho Libre was absolute garbage.
Yeah.
I hated it.
It was alright when I was like 10.
When did it come out?
I feel like I was still in elementary school.
That's possible. I don't know. And I watched this movie. It was like one of those... It was almost an independent comedy. It was called Casting Couch. Not like the porn.
Whoa.
Not like the porn.
Okay. Alright.
And it would have been a decent movie, but the main character thought he was in Cats. He thought he was on Broadway. His acting was so over the top and so theater, it pissed me off the whole movie. You know what I mean? He just overacted everything, and it bothered me.
Yeah, overacting's sometimes painful to get through. Very painful.
Oh, it was garbage. Just stupid, stupid, stupid. All right, next I have on here Ad Drop, which is another little section, and it can be books, characters, creators, ideas, anything you're buying into or you're selling out of.
Well, Probably eventually Amazing Spider-Man.
That's what you're buying into Amazing Spider-Man.
Dropping.
You're dropping Amazing Spider-Man. So we're starting with the bad news.
Yes. Straight up. It just... I don't like... Dan Slott's still doing it, right?
I don't know. I believe so.
I just don't like his books. Like,
I thought he wrote Superior pretty well.
Superior was good. I think because it had a Doc Ock twist. It wasn't something he was used to, so he was trying something different.
See, I wasn't on Amazing before.
Yeah, but he's been on Amazing for like...
That's what I'm saying. I never read him writing Amazing. I wasn't on Amazing before, so I don't know what his writing is like except for Superior.
Plus, I hate the art.
Oh, you mean your buddy Humberto Ramos? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, I hate it. Like, that's what ruined Spider-Man for me. I could get through it, but I just can't. I can't handle the art.
I think it has its moments. There's some times where it looks good. I think it's not bad. But then there's other times where it just looks super cartoony.
Yeah. And
super just bad. I don't even have another word for it.
And no one complains about it. But people...
I hear very audible complaints
really?
about it.
I've never seen anyone like diss it for the art. Like people diss everything
I know
else.
people who absolutely despise Humberto Ramos.
Good. I'm glad I'm not alone. There's a few people on Twitter that just tweet to him how bad he is all the time, which makes me laugh. I mean, it's his style. But I just don't know if he should be doing, like, I don't think Amazing Spider-Man's that, like, prolific, but it's one of their biggest sellers, let's face it, you know? I feel like they should have some people who do the covers. Like, the only reason half the Superior Spider-Man books, I'm like, oh, this is awesome when I get in. I'm like, well.
Yeah, there is some sweet covers. Since you said something you're going to drop, I'm going to say something I'm buying into. We already touched on it. The Red Lanterns. I don't know anything about their history. I don't know anything about them. I'm diving in because of Supergirl. Is that their ploy? Are they trying to get a super fan like me into it, or is it just? Do you think it's a well thought through story? Or do you think it's going to flop?
Well, they have a nice setup so far.
I think so.
And plus, I'm pretty sure it's a war between the Red Lanterns and Green Lanterns for this sector of the galaxy.
Sexter.
Casting
couch.
Oh. But. Again, I don't know enough about the Lanterns to...
I don't either.
...care, but...
I wish I did. I feel like the Lanterns' history is equal to the X-Men history of how everybody's been a Lantern.
Pretty much.
And it's so convoluted that you don't know who is a Lantern, who controls Lantern, who's a leader, who's what. It's so weird to me.
Or, like, where to start, you know?
But another thing that was a major selling point on me hopping on Red Lanterns, you know who's writing it?
No.
Charles Soule.
Oh, there you go.
He's writing everything. Probably 8 of the books in my pool are Charles Soule books.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, like I told you, he writes 1,600 pages a month. That's unbelievable. And has a law firm. I feel like this man is going to run himself out. I hope not, but I feel like he's just going to run himself dry.
Well, you know, as long as he keeps coming with ideas.
Anything you're buying into?
I'm trying to think.
Like I said, those would be books, could be characters, creators, an idea.
Well, I did jump on Buffy Season 9, but I know you don't care about that.
I don't care about it because I don't know anything about it. I've never watched an episode of Buffy in my life.
You should watch it. I'm telling you.
It's tough.
You would enjoy it.
I did. I was listening to something the other day, and I heard a Buffy reference about how their faces change when they become vampires or whatever. And then I was watching a movie. I heard a Buffy reference. Then I was reading a book. I read a Buffy reference. I was so pissed off that day that Buffy was everywhere that I didn't even want to talk to you.
Come on now. You're enjoying Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., aren't you?
I am.
Guy.
It still has a little bit of a... I have to be in the right mind state for it. I can't go into it expecting a comic book. Which is the first couple episodes I did. And after I got off of that feeling, it's a lot better. Because it is a TV show. It's not for adults, technically. I really enjoy it, though. I really do.
See, I went in with the wrong expectations, I guess, kind of like you did. I went in thinking, you know, it's going to be S.H.I.E.L.D., but maybe S.H.I.E.L.D. dealing with more, like, superpower things.
I wish it was like that, too.
Like,
yes.
just a cameo Captain America. I don't need him punching people. I just want to see him, you know.
Walk in, yes.
You know,
well, Sif is coming.
Sif is coming. But, I mean, there's no Thor. There's not even, like, B-listers. Like,
I read something somewhere. Do you see Stan Lee's going to be a recurring character?
Oh, God.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Why? Is he not dead yet?
But I did read that there's going to be an actual superhero joining the team.
See, that'd be fantastic.
That'd be great.
There are so many.
I just hope they have an opportunity for a second season.
I hope they do too. But
I mean, I think the ratings have been good though.
yeah, I think they dropped for a little bit, but I heard they were coming back up.
They dropped for a little bit because of Christmas.
Yeah, why does everything have like a fucking winter break now?
Well, I mean, I was working so many hours. I missed like 3 episodes because I had to come home and go to sleep. I couldn't. There's no way I was staying up.
I mean, I finally caught up last week.
But I just had Tara give me a rundown of 3 episodes. Still don't know what happened. It's like she started to tell me, and then just started talking about something entirely different.
You saw Coulson get
his brain worked on?
Yeah.
Yes.
But he was dead for like a week.
Yes.
And they rebuilt his brain and everything.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that episode.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah. See, then anything else that happened didn't matter.
Nothing else
Exactly.
happened.
That's why the ratings fell.
But I mean, again, there's so many like mutants. They could just bring in anyone, like bring in Magic or something. You know,
Bring in a bomb. I don't care who. Bring in Pacepaw Pete.
Yeah, bring him in.
Bring in Stiltman. I think it's too set in reality that they can't bring in people like Stiltman.
Stiltman wouldn't work, but I mean,
like who's a B-lister that they can bring in? I thought bringing in like when they originally thought that the man with the powers was Rage, I thought that was fantastic. That'd have been great.
They should bring in like Luke Cage or something. I know he has his own Netflix thing coming.
See, that won't happen.
But I mean,
it has to be somebody that doesn't have something.
But I mean, someone like Luke Cage, like that, you know, not very important, but
you know who they should bring in? A little Dum Dum Dugan action. Like if you're going Shield, you got to go Nick Fury's buddies. Like bring him in to like throw Nick Fury's weight around because Nick Fury's not always on there. Like have Dum Dum Dugan in come and just like crash the place and like drink a bunch of beer and sleep on the floor for a while.
I did enjoy when they had Nick Fury on there.
Yes.
I'm like, well, that's fantastic. Why can't they bring Black Widow in?
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like to see Black Widow anywhere.
I feel like she'd fit very well.
She's in the new Captain America movie.
Yeah. Did you see the posters for that?
Yeah.
I want that Black Widow poster.
I don't know if I saw the Black Widow poster. I saw the Nick Fury poster, the Winter Soldier poster, and the Captain America poster. I didn't see the Black Widow poster.
I think they just released new posters like this week.
Speaking of posters, magazine covers. We should have talked about this in news.
Yes.
The X-Men magazine covers.
Oh, Lord.
How much? There were 24 of them. 24 because they won an hour.
Yes.
Thoughts on any individual cover?
Well, first off, Rogue. I don't even know why she has a cover because apparently she was in for 5 minutes of the movie, but they completely cut it.
Yes.
So she's not even in there.
No.
Patrick Stewart, fantastic.
How do you feel about the new look of the Sentinels?
I mean, I guess you really can't do that like that marshmallow look.
Yeah.
In reality, it's alright. I feel like something more like a Terminator kind of look would have been.
What about the what's his name? Trask. He's a little person now.
Yeah.
But I heard that guy is a phenomenal actor.
First off, I didn't know who that was. I thought it was fucking Puck or something. I was like,
Puck should be in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. All of Alpha Flight should be in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I could see it. That would be fantastic.
Bishop.
Bishop
perfect.
looks awesome.
That's perfect casting.
Yes.
Warpath. Did you see the Warpath one? You never really saw much Warpath, though. No. I love Warpath from X-Force. But, you know how they had a little explanation on the cover of what he could do?
Yeah.
It says, like, super strength, near invulnerability, also he can fly. I don't recall him ever flying. I know his brother did, because he became Warpath when his brother Thunderbird died. Thunderbird was part of the X-Men when they came in with the Giant Size X-Men #1. That was Thunderbird's first appearance.
Yeah.
And then he died and his brother took up the mantle of Thunderbird, but then just became Warpath. But I don't recall him flying.
Well, maybe it's a movie. I don't know.
I guess. Do you know that Blink character? The one that they had to bring in to replace Nightcrawler?
Nope.
Me neither. But apparently she's a mutant that can teleport.
Who else was there?
Storm. I wish it was Mohawk Storm. Or Long Hair Storm. Stop giving me in between.
Yeah.
I don't want Buzzcut Storm.
No.
And Halle Berry is, like, she looked good before. But now that she's aging a little more, with white hair, she looks like Betty White. Like Bizarro Betty White.
That's fantastic. I don't like Mystique's costume. I've never really liked it. I thought it really, like, sticks out.
Are there going to be 2 Mystiques?
Are
we going to have Jennifer Lawrence playing one, and then, who played the other one? Rebecca Romaine Stamos, correct?
I doubt in the future if she'll change.
I guess you're right. You really don't have to.
Or if she does,
I've never truly read the Days of Future Past storyline.
I have not either.
I thought it was Kitty Pryde that went.
It was.
But they're sending Wolverine now because Wolverine is the cash, is the meal ticket.
Yeah, I guess they are sending him. I'm pretty sure Kitty Pryde went and found the future Wolverine.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe. But apparently, from the trailer, it looks like they're sending Wolverine. Of
Yes.
course.
Yes. I mean, he's their meal ticket.
Yeah.
I wish they would have found somebody that looked like a younger Hugh Jackman to be like a younger Wolverine. Obviously, though, Wolverine doesn't age.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
he
true.
ages super slow, so it really doesn't matter. But the two posters of him, like the two covers, looked exactly the same.
Wait. I'm confused. I thought Days of Future Past was that they went into the future and they went back and changed.
But see, yeah, it is.
Why do we have the young ones then? Or they go that far back to change it?
The young ones of what?
Like the young Magneto and...
Because that's where we're starting. We're starting from where First Class left off.
Oh.
It's not based from the other ones. It's based from First Class.
Okay.
Like, the First Class characters are the main characters.
Okay.
Which I'm super pissed off about. Emma Frost isn't in it. I love... I just forgot her name. What is her name?
I don't
The actress
remember
that plays
her
that. Jones. January Jones. That's her name.
Wow.
What a wonderful name. Well,
It
she's
is.
in Mad Men.
Oh.
So I know her from Mad Men.
That's why you love her.
And I loved her as Emma Frost. I really did. Loved her.
I think the young cast for Professor X and Magneto is fantastic.
I agree.
Like-
they're perfect.
Like, I watched the beginning of...
I just hope it's not so convoluted that we don't know what's going on. That's the last thing I want out of this movie.
Well, I was just in my class, and the kid next to me was talking about it. So, I mean... And I don't think he knows anything about comics. He was pumped. He read Long Halloween, he said, and wanted to get Killing Joke. So he's a little behind.
I've never read Long Halloween. Have you?
I read half of it. Carla took it off me. And
So it
started
wasn't too
finishing
good, is what you're saying.
It's not bad.
Killing Joke was the first trade/graphic novel I ever read.
Yeah.
And, I mean, nothing really can stand up to Killing Joke.
No, it's pretty fantastic.
Although, Punisher, Intruder,
Oh, your pea bag.
Torture's got the pea bag.
The pea bag.
Alright, last thing, I guess we could just wrap this up with a final thought I have here. There's like one thing that we're going to mill over, and we're just going to leave them with, and that's it. It's a final thought, just kind of final summation of this week in comics, pop culture, and whatnot.
And whatnot. Well...
Oh, I didn't tell you what I was going to drop, actually. Moving back before that.
Oh, come on. What are you doing?
What I'm going to drop, what I'm losing faith in, I have it here, Hickman, with a question mark.
Oh.
I think I'm dropping Hickman. I think I'm losing faith in Hickman.
I think you'll regret it.
Like I said, I'm not dropping him yet, but it's waning. It's definitely waning. He went from a pinnacle on my roller coaster to now I'm like down in like the ditch of the log jammer, like where I don't want to be wet.
Would you rather have Hickman writing almost everything on Marvel or Bendis?
See, I compared Hickman and Bendis in my mind earlier today. Found a lot of similarities.
But the big difference,
Hickman makes sense.
Hickman has
half
payoff.
the time.
He has
Half
payoff.
the time. Bendis doesn't make sense either, but Bendis doesn't have payoff.
See, that's what takes it.
Well, that's the difference right now. Hickman is writing all the Avengers stuff. Bendis is writing all the X-Men stuff. What are we doing? What are we doing in this universe?
What do you read more of?
It used to be X-Men.
Exactly.
I used to be on every X-Men book, and Bendis just kept throwing a poodle on the ground and just ripping into it ferociously.
Exactly my point, right there.
His wiener. And then Hickman just, with the Avengers universe, I don't know what he thinks he's doing. What does he want to do?
He's doing whatever he wants.
What's his final payoff? Is what I
It's going to be something beautiful, though. I can guarantee it.
It's going to be all these B-class Avengers dying. It's what it's going to be.
Probably.
Although I do like seeing the reemergence of Cannonball and Sunspot. They were two of my favorite X-Force characters. Now they're Avengers. I like that. It's kind of like a full circle. Because you remember the X-Force cover where it was the same as the Cyclops X-Men cover he was leaving?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I love it. I guess I do have another thing. We talk about back issues. You said you read some back issues this week. We're not wrapping this up yet. No final thoughts. What were your back issues that you read?
I read, well, I guess they're not that back issues, but I read that Iron Man when...
So like 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Not a bad guy.
I had what I was sitting on the table. I'm sorry.
So what you're telling me is you did not read the Cable books that you swore you were going to read.
Guy, if you saw my comic room, you would probably cry.
I'm still saying, dig out those cables. Dig them out.
I'm trying to get Carla to organize my comics for me.
That has nothing to do with me. Pull out those cables.
All right.
I've been reading Thunderbolts. I read a few issues of Iron Man, which I had. I picked them up at the last con we went to. Didn't even know they were in there. I was just digging through books like, read these. I think it was like number 50.
Yeah, that one with the nice yellow cover.
Yes. Like number 70, number 108. The Midas story arc. You remember that one?
No.
Midas takes over Stark Enterprises.
I don't have a lot of Iron Man. I must have let you grab them all.
But I had them. I know I had those books before, but I think they were so destroyed that I put them in a pile somewhere. I don't know where the pile is. I think I wanted you to make a wallet out of them, and you just abandoned me on that.
Guy, I'll make you a wallet. I made this one. You didn't see this one.
It looks exactly like the other one.
No.
It's just it's just She-Hulk. It
Well,
looks
of course
exactly
it's
like the other
She-Hulk.
one.
Whatever.
All right, now we can move on to final thought.
Final thought. I don't know. Well, I guess last week's books were pretty good all around. I mean, I hope that this week will.
I hope my books come tomorrow.
Mine are already there.
Must be nice.
It is nice.
Living the dream.
Yeah. It's hard being me.
My mail didn't even come today, so I don't even have anything to look forward to coming in the mail.
Why did your mail come?
I don't know.
Maybe it's just not here yet.
My mailman is an asshole.
Clearly.
I have a different mailman that delivers my books, like my packages, and that delivers my mail. The dude that delivers my mail out there sometimes just puts it on in random other mailboxes, because there's 3 mailboxes out there with my neighbors. He just puts them in random other ones. Sometimes he doesn't even put it in the mailbox. He sets it on the wood beside the mailbox.
What a jerk.
He has to be mentally challenged. There's no way he's not. I mean, I guess you do have to go. We got right into this and did get to talk about what our time frame was here, but I guess we have to get going.
Yeah, we did good.
So my final thought is beware of ForescoreSkin.